The Dieppe raid, also known as Operation Jubilee, was a major Allied military operation during World War II. It took place on August 19, 1942, when over 6,000 soldiers from Canada, Britain, the US, and France landed in and around the port of Dieppe in northern France. The objective was to capture the port for a brief period, destroy key installations such as a radar station and an airfield, and gather intelligence on the strength of German defenses in the area. But the operation was a disaster. As dawn broke over the English Channel on August 19, 1942, a large Allied convoy was steaming toward the French coast. The plan was for the ships to drop off troops and then bombard German positions along the coast. As the men took the beach, but almost immediately, a German patrol vessel spotted the fleet and the element of surprise was lost. By the time the Allied troops landed, the Germans were ready for them. The beaches were heavily mined and the cliffs overlooking the landing zones were fortified with machine gun nests and artillery batteries. The men quickly found themselves pinned down by a withering crossfire, but that was only the beginning of their problems. The terrain was also an unexpected challenge. The beach at Dieppe was made of steep shingle, which made it nearly impossible for the tanks to move forward. To make matters worse, there was poor coordination and communication between the different Allied units on the beach, the Navy at sea and the Air Force above. This meant that reinforcements were sometimes sent to beaches that had already fallen, and requests for support were often delayed or misunderstood. To add to the confusion, the Allied troops were also under heavy fire from German warplanes. The Luftwaffe had expected the invasion and were prepared for it. The Germans dropped thousands of bombs, killing and wounding many Allied soldiers. In the end, the raid was a complete disaster. After just 9 hours of fighting, the operation was called off and the troops began to evacuate. But this, too, led to further losses as many of the ships and boats that were supposed to help evacuate. The troops were sunk or damaged by German bombs. Of the approximately 5,000 Canadian soldiers who took part in the raid, more than 3,360 were killed, wounded, or captured. A full 900 Canadians lost their lives. German casualties were significantly lower, totaling fewer than 600. The Allies also lost a significant amount of equipment, including many tanks, landing craft, and over 100 aircraft. Despite the heavy losses, the Dieppe raid is still considered a valuable military operation. It forced the Germans to divert troops from other areas to defend the coast, and it gave the Allies first-hand knowledge of German defenses, which they used to improve their own tactics and strategy.